And then number 3, let's see, let's put that one right here. Third most common that I see is zinc. Now zinc is ultra critical for a lot of different things. There's about 200 different functions that we know of for zinc inside the body. Now some of these functions are very important for your capacity to drive and generate energy. And one of them, and I would argue is probably the most important, is digestion. You need zinc to produce digestive enzymes. So a lot of your enzymes are made under the control mechanism of what zinc helps do. Zinc plays a role in digestion, producing digestive enzymes, but it also plays a very important role in the health of your gut, the cells themselves within your gut. So zinc, digestion, gut health, very important, because if your gut's not working, you're not absorbing vitamins and minerals and other nutrients efficiently, and that's going to be a major factor in creating fatigue. So another thing, though, that's very critical, and a lot of people don't know this, so I'm going to point it out because it's one of the most important functions of zinc, and that is in insulin production. Understand what insulin is. Insulin is a hormone that regulates your blood sugar. Your blood sugar is important to regulate because if you're not regulating it properly, you're going to have elevations in blood sugar. That sugar that gets stuck in your blood makes your blood sticky, makes it syrupy, coats your hemoglobin, coats your proteins, and makes them have to work harder. They don't work as well when you're high. This is why diabetics don't heal as well, because all that sugar they're getting and they're not getting it into their cell is bogging down the bloodstream and bogging down the way they carry oxygen and carry nutrients to their tissues. And zinc is the centerpiece that holds insulin together. So think of insulin as a long chain of proteins or amino acids, and at the very core is insulin holding it all together. And so if you don't have adequate zinc, what happens is you make an insulin that's less effective. You can still make insulin, but the insulin you're producing doesn't work as well. And so then you have to make more of it. Now, any of you who have ever gone to the doctor and they said your insulin levels were too high, it's because you're developing insulin resistance. And zinc deficiency is one of the reasons that can happen. Zinc deficiency can cause an insulin resistance, making it harder and harder and harder for you to take sugar from your blood and get it into your cell. Because remember, how do we make energy? There's this old biochemical cycle. Many of you may remember it kind of faintly in the back of your mind, called Krebs cycle, or the TCA cycle, transcarboxylic acid cycle. We're not going to dive too deep into that, but these are biochemical cycles that help your body produce energy from breaking down glucose. And if that glucose is stuck in your blood and it can't get into your cell, then your energy factory is out of business. It doesn't have any of the raw ingredients to extrapolate energy from. And you need insulin to get that glucose from the blood into the cell. And you need zinc to make that insulin properly. And so that zinc deficiency can really tank your energy by wrecking your blood sugar regulation. So if you're struggling with highs and lows, ups and downs, if you get shaky, if you haven't eaten in a while, if you can't handle intermittent fasting, this is what you might want to consider, that you could potentially be zinc deficient, and you want to definitely have your doc run some testing to help you identify whether or not zinc deficiency is part of your problem. So, all in all, energy-wise, number 1, vitamin B12, number 2, iron deficiency, number 3, zinc. Now, there certainly are a lot of other nutrients that play a role in energy production, and I would say, if we're going to add a fourth, number 4, we would just say B vitamins in general. The B vitamins, you've got B1, B2, B3, B5, B6, B8, B9, and B12. Those are the primary B vitamins that are recognized to drive energetics inside your cell's mitochondria. So they're very, very important, and it's very, very common to see people low in B vitamins, and here's why. Here's the take-home message for B vitamin deficiency. If you eat a diet that is highly processed, what you're actually eating is a food that's low in B vitamins but high in carbohydrates. And so remember that to break carbohydrates down requires B vitamins. So if your diet's high carb, low B vitamin, you end up taking from your own internal storage of B vitamins. So you're burning through your B vitamin storehouse, right, to try to process a highly refined diet and generate energy from it. But the diet that is refined that you're consuming doesn't contain adequate quantities of B vitamins. So at a certain point in your future, you hit a wall. You hit a wall where you can no longer make adequate quantities of energy because you don't have the raw ingredients for your body to process those carbs into energy. And that's why B vitamins, most people talk about B vitamins as being so critical for energy production. Hey, don't forget to check out the rest of the series right here. Make sure you hit subscribe below. And as always, thanks for tuning in.